right, speaking of cooking, do you want your kids to get off the screens and into the kitchen? Well, there's an incredibly fun at-home program which will allow your kids to explore healthy eating through hands-on cooking experience. Joining us now from Spoons is food educator Lily Zabayos. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me on today.
Of course. So talk to us about Spoons across America and what makes it different from other healthy eating programs for kids.
Sure. So Spoons Across America was started 20 years ago by a group of educators, chefs, and food professionals who saw that there was a lack of programs about food for kids. And what really sets us apart from other programs is our philosophy. So instead of just teaching kids, about food and what's healthy and what isn't, we teach kids to be really curious and inquisitive eaters, and we help them to see trying new foods as really an exploration or a fun project that you can embark on with your whole family.
And you know what? There are so many kids that are picky eaters, and I think that if you get them in the kitchen and playing with the foods that they're about to create dishes out of, that might get them to eat more nutritional food. So talk to me about why you created the 3 New Spoons at Home program. What are they?
Yeah, so we used to have programs that were in schools here in New York City, but when schools closed last year due to the pandemic, we saw that we needed to shift our programs so that they could continue to reach students even when kids weren't in school. So we launched 3 new programs that kids can do right from their home. We have Farm to Book Story Time for 6 to 7-year-olds, the Food Explorers Club for 8 to 11-year-olds, and the Food Exploration Project for homeschoolers, also for 8 to 11-year-olds. And these projects really allow kids to cook and to learn and to read books about food right from their own homes.
Very cool. I want to ask you, why is, maybe for parents watching at home right now who are thinking about doing something like this, why is tasting ingredients before and after they're in the recipe, how can that make children better understand food and what to eat?
Sure. So we always try ingredients because we see it as kind of a food exploration. So if you get kids to try maybe a piece of broccoli before it's cooked, they can use their senses to learn about the way that it smells, it looks, it tastes, the textures of it. And then when you cook with it, you can see how that food might change. So sometimes it's helpful for kids who are maybe a little bit afraid of trying something new to get to try it in a setting where it's an experiment or an exploration. It really helps, especially for littler kids who maybe might be a little bit hesitant the first time they try something.
Awesome. Okay, Lily, we've got the website spoonsacrossamerica.org up on the screen right now if anybody at home would like to join. And real quick before you leave, Lily, are you excited? Former First Lady Michelle Obama has a new cooking show for kids starting on Netflix today, Waffles and Mochi. Are you going to be watching?
Definitely. It's always great to get kids started really young thinking about food and cooking. So any resources that are out there are really awesome.
Love it. Thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right.